What is happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome to the first build video of many for Bloodborne. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Cainhurst Executioner. So, of course, this is the build that we did the walkthrough for the game with, of course, with some minor enhancements for both PvP and PvE applicability. This build boasts extremely high stagger potential, coupled with very high vitality and endurance, making it a great build for people that are just getting into the Souls franchise, and for veterans alike. So to take a look at the stats for the build, as you can see, we're level 123, and this build's actually more optimized for level 120, but I had 3 extra points in Blood Tinge that weren't necessary because this was my first character and I was testing out a couple of different weapons. Now that being said, I feel that the meta for this game is more than likely going to stabilize out closer to level 100. So with that in mind, I would suggest getting your strength to 50, which is going to be the hard cap for that. And that's because we are using 2 strength-based weapons, the Kirkhammer with an A scaling and then the Ligarius Wheel with an S scaling. You're also going to need 13 into skill and 10 into arcane to meet the weapon requirements for some of the weapons that we're using. So with the starting class in mind, I would suggest picking the Violent Past starting class for a strength build. Now, right now at level 120, we have Vitality at 50 and Endurance at 40, making this a very powerful build at level 120. With the lower meta cap of 100 in mind, I would suggest either pulling 20 out of Vitality, 20 out of Endurance, or a 10-10 split, depending on what you need. If you feel that you constantly have problems with your Endurance, I would suggest keeping Endurance at 40 and sacrificing the points in Vitality. If it's the other situation, then sacrifice the points in Endurance and keep your Vitality boosted at 50. To take a look at some of our other stats here, you can see our right-handed first weapon with the Kirkhammer is boasting a 569 attack rating. Our Ligarius Wheel boasting a 697 is the real powerhouse of this build. Of course, the Hunter's Pistol, we are boosting 202 attack, and then with the Cannon, we are boasting 612. As for our KO runes, we have all damage reduction plus 4%, which is a nice all-around defensive rune for a strength-style build. And then we really have a heavy focus on stamina here with a stamina boost 15, stamina boost 10, and then stamina recovery speed up. So to go more into the weapon choices and why we selected them, of course, we have the Kirkhammer and the Hunter's Pistol, which is pretty much the standard that I used for the majority of the playthrough. The Kirkhammer, the main benefit of this is in the one-handed sword mode, we have excellent stagger capability, able to get through pretty much any basic enemy in the game. And on top of that, when we switch up to the two-handed mode, we have enough stagger potential to take on some of the bigger enemies in the game. And this actually includes, like, the giant snake enemies, the pigs. You have the ability to just completely stagger them through, allowing them not to attack when you're two-handing the Kirkhammer. So as for our pistol, of course the pistol being the ideal choice because it is one of the fastest staggering weapons in the game, and with PvP in mind, this is incredibly important. So now real quick, just to kind of go off topic slightly, because of how fast healing occurs in Bloodborne, I do feel it will be a lot more prevalent in the PvP scene of this game, especially considering that both hosts and invaders can constantly heal. That being said, of course, it is going to be extremely vital for you to be on top of your gunshots in an attempt to stagger the heals. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, when an invader attempts to heal, if you have a well-timed shot and you hit them during the heal animation, you will stagger them, and then you can get a follow-up visceral attack, effectively securing the match. So while healing may become prevalent in the PvP scene, it is extremely punishable with good play. So moving on to our other weapon choices, of course we also have the Cannon and the Ligarius Wheel. Now the main reason for the Ligarius Wheel is this thing has an absurd hitbox for PvP. All the people I fought aren't really sure how to deal with it. The main players that are able to deal with it do so just by staying very, very far away. But when you combo this with a lead elixir, you kind of put yourself in the same role as Alfred. If you ended up fighting Alfred before, he is no fucking joke. And the lead elixir basically makes you unstaggerable, allowing you to just go completely ham with this thing, smashing your way through opponents. On top of that, in the two-handed mode, we can hit L2 to boost the damage up on the wheel. As you can see, this is, of course, draining my health quite rapidly, and we can heal up some of that health while we're in combat. But it is something to keep in mind, because until you go back into the one-handed mode, you're going to be draining health. As for the Cannon is a rather risky option to use in PvP. I would consider it kind of a all-in, an all-in last attempt type of option, as it is powerful enough to one-shot some players. But that being said, the main reason for the Cannon is bringing it along for some of those bigger, meaner bosses in the PvE content of the game. Just to put this in perspective, because I know I didn't do this on my walkthrough, but I have seen some friends do it, using Amygdala as example, the boss in the Nightmare Frontier, a cannon shot to his face will instantly stagger him allowing you to visceral attack, effectively starting the fight with him basically at 40% health after the cannon and visceral follow-up. So an amazing weapon to have for PvE, really does pack the power you need against some of those larger bosses. So obviously we did the walkthrough of the game with this build, so you guys kind of already saw the PvE aspect of it. We're just going to go through real fast and just attack some basic content here just to show you how powerful this build really is from a PvE perspective. So we have our basic dogs here, just jump in and you can see just one smash there utterly destroying the dogs. And of course we're at Murgo's Lift level 2 right now, which is probably some of the latest PvE content in the game. Now, real quick before we get too much farther in, I almost forgot to talk about my blood gems. And as we can see on the Ligarius wheel, I'm currently boasting 2 physical attack up by 18% gems. And then for my third, since I don't have another 18%, I went for the 19.8, and I took the sacrifice to the attack versus beasts down by 9.3. And while it is going to hurt our PvE just a little bit, it's not going to have an impact on PvP for us, which is the real strength of the Ligarius wheel. Obviously for the Kirkhammer, the gems I have in there aren't nearly as good as the ones in the Ligarius wheel because, you know, I don't have duplicates of the 18%, which is ideally what you'd want to get. You can get those through running chalice dungeons, but, you know, even then, the main thing you're going to want to focus here is just boost your physical attack as much as you possibly can, and of course, just running through the blood gems, you can compare those just to see how powerful they are, and all in all, you can still make the weapon incredibly powerful, even if you do take some of those sacrifices as you saw right there. But as you can see, we absolutely slaughtered the dogs right there. Looking at the fake Nazgul guys, you can see just going in with basic R1s, we're effectively able to stagger these enemies to where they can't even counterattack us. The Ligarius wheel as well, boasting immense damage. As you can see right there, over 700 damage on that initial hit, making it an extremely powerful weapon from a PvE perspective. And this build is really about smashing your way through your enemy, and the lead elixir does help, though I would preserve those for PvP since they do cost 2 insight a pop. What are you doing? Come here. Get out of here with your fireballs. Oh, I missed the plunge attack. But you can see just 2 Ligarius wheel swings utterly slaughtering these guys. We're going to actually kill one of the pigs real fast, and then after that we'll jump into some PvP. Like I said, ideally what I'd like to do for the PvE portion of these build videos is actually go through a chalice dungeon and take out a chalice dungeon boss, but being as I still need to finish the walkthrough of the game and take on the final boss, I figured just a little bit of PvE content would be sufficient, especially considering we did the entire walkthrough with what is basically this build video. So right there, between the follow-up and the visceral, you can see we just 2-shot one of the pigs, really showing just how powerful that Kirkhammer can be, especially when we have the 50 strength, really benefiting from the A-scaling there. Now we're going to pull these 2 other pigs over, and we're actually going to go for the 2-handed version of the Ligarius wheel here. Come on, piggies. Come and get me. Come and get me. Woo, you missed, boy. It's bacon time, motherfucker. And like, as you can see, I mean, we took 1 hit there, but with the damage reduction and on top of that, just the absurdly high damage this thing is capable of, we are literally just kind of smashing our way through. Get a little damage boost going here. And you can see the pig's not even able to really do its basic attacks against us. We're just, you know, it's absurdly high damage. And like I said, especially for players that this is their first foray into a Soul-style game with Bloodborne, you know, skill weapons are very, very good, but I feel that they require a bit more finesse to use in comparison to the strength weapons. So, on that note, as I mentioned, if you're just starting out, I feel this is a great starter build for players to get into. The stagger capability really does help a lot, especially if you're a little bit slower on the dodges, and on top of that, the very high damage will help you immensely. So at this point, we're going to go into some PvP because, of course, as with all Souls games, PvP is a huge aspect of it. So we're going to hop on back and get things started off. Alright, here we go. Nixon. So real quick, one thing I didn't mention, obviously, is our fashion choice. We're running the Cainhurst helmet along with the Executioner garb, gauntlets, and trousers. The kind of idea behind that, you know, from a lore perspective at least, was that our guy was one of the executioners. Obviously, he murdered somebody from Cainhurst. And upon murdering the Cainhurst Vileblood, He took their helmet, so that he may betray the rest of the vile bloods, and that they would be unaware he was an executioner. Alright, Nixon. So we're going to use our lead elixir here, just for lulz. Stagger don't matter to me, bro. Feel the wheel. No. No. Yeah, it's pretty dirty, right? Boom! He's gonna heal. That's okay. You can keep healing. Boom! Feel the wheel, baby! Feel the wheel! Oh, we traded to our death. But, pretty funny, considering we didn't have to heal and he healed like 3 times. Hello there. How are you? Are you ready for a buttering? Because here it comes! Oh no. That won't be enough. We're gonna switch gears here. Oh, what is this kid's connection? I mean, honestly, the PvP is pretty riddled with netcode at times. But this is why we have the Kirk Hammer. If it's somebody that's particularly quick, the Kirk Hammer ensures that we can keep up with it. Goodbye. Alright, so I'm going to try and get a little more aggressive with the wheel this time. Rel 1994. We're going to try and get a little two-handed wheel action in for you guys. He's killed those. Rel, come out and play! This thing just sounds scary, too. Hello. Hello, good sir. Are you ready to fear the wheel? Get our lead elixir, just for lulz. Raw. Raw. Probably won't need to use the cannon against this guy. Come here. Ooh, yeah. Respect to you for not healing, sir. But as you guys can see, man, the hitbox on the wheel is fucking disgusting. Alright, who do we got now? Valfora. Awesome. We're getting a really good range of invasions. A lot of different people. Which it actually took quite a while. I've been spending a long time trying to get invasions started. So they're not dead. Was she back in the starting room and I just didn't see her? I'm just saying her because Valfora sounds like a rather feminine name. But no, you were not there. So I'm assuming you ran past these. And I think we'll mix it up. We'll pull out the Kirk Hammer this time. Showed what the cannon was capable of. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. You're not a fan of bowing. Oh, wow, you just want to spam. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to have to do a little heal. Don't want to heal, but... Oh my god. Just spammy, 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 spammy. What is up with your connection? Oh, yeah. Fucking spam more. Into the visceral. I mean, I didn't want to have to heal, but you hit me while I was bowing. Get out of here. Alright, let's get one more invasion to wrap things up. Amarity. So at this point, I'm out of lead elixirs, which kind of sucks, because those really are a staple of this build, in my opinion. Hello. Salutations, sir. So, what you got? Magical sword? Fear the wheel, man! Oh, this is going to be a healing match. Oh, and I was hoping for a good honor duel for the last one. Why are you bowing if you're going to be sitting there healing? Wow, that thing hurts. Oh man, I was trying to do a backstep attack and it didn't work there. Ooh, man. He's playing really smart. But that's really how you have to play against the wheel, you know? You let like one wheel hit connect against you, and it just all goes downhill from there. I don't know if he's just not healing anymore, or if he forgot how to heal. Oh. Well, either way, respect to you, sir, for a final match. Either way, guys, that is going to wrap up this one. Initially, I did want to get a couple more invasions to the Cainhurst Executioner just to show you guys what this build is really capable of. But as the game has just come out, there's not all that many people up around level 100 for me to fight right now. Of course, you know, after about a week or so, when more people get up towards there, we will be doing a lot of invading with this on stream because I really do love smashing with the wheel. So just to leave you guys with a couple of closing thoughts, obviously, never forget the importance of your gun and always attempt to interrupt the heal. Getting that stagger when your opponent heals for the follow-up visceral is an extremely effective way to secure matches. That being said, if you're not very good with the gun, Numbing Mist is also an excellent option. You can buy these with Insight, and hitting your opponent with one will effectively lock out their ability to heal, so also a very good use in PvP. And of course, don't forget the lead elixirs. As you saw in a couple of the matches there, using the lead elixir allowed us to pretty much go toe-to-toe and become unstaggerable, which benefits very highly from a strength-oriented build like this. So one last thing I want to mention before we wrap up, if you guys haven't heard of him, definitely make sure to check out Mr. I Won't Forget. He's another Soul streamer, and he's actually part of the same group that I am on Twitch, the Nexus, and he actually does weapon showcases for Soul-style games. So obviously, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, and now Bloodborne, and he will be showcasing all the weapons in Bloodborne. So to get a more in-depth look at the Ligarius Wheel and what it is capable of in both PvE and PvP, definitely make sure to give his channel a look. Either way, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you very much for coming by. Of course, there will be more Bloodborne builds in the future. I'm going to be doing a quality build, a skill build, more than likely a skill Blood-tinged style build, maybe even arcane build. We'll see what happens. But either way, that's going to be it for this one, so thanks for coming by, and we'll see you guys next time.